Hey, what's going on, my friend? Not sure how to pronounce your name, but I can see old 11 and something else from this distance. Normally there's a name I can pronounce pretty easily. So anyway, hi, what's up? So I can help you with what you're going through here. So you said that you're having pain in the under part of your wrist, and your grip is more German than anything, but I want you to be open to all three: German, French, and American. And I'm going to solve the problems for you by showing you how to hold the sticks in a way that will eliminate all possibilities of any kind of pain, injury, or other problems, blisters, anything. So, and you don't have to stop using German grip. If you don't want to stop using it, you won't have to. All right, so what I'm going to show you is called the middle finger fulcrum, and it's going to minimize the effort that it takes to move the sticks. It will eliminate any possibility of that pain in your wrist. It may take some time for it to heal, but eventually it'll stop hurting. But anyway, what's causing it is you're pressing the thumb into the stick. You're pressing your thumb into the stick too much, with too much pressure. That's part of it. So when you're using your wrist with the thumb pressed into your stick, you're going to have wrist pain. It's guaranteed. So try to, first of all, copy the look of my hand with your hands, to the best of your ability in order to get into a position that will enable you to already be holding the stick in such a way where everything I show you will you already be doing it. It'll just explain what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so just copy this to the best of your ability, and I'm going to move my hand around so you can see everything. So fingertips only, very loose, flat part of the thumb touching the stick. The index finger looks like that, not like that, just like that. It's relaxed. There's a big space in here. And from this side here, from this angle, you can see that, the thumb is centered on the stick perfectly because the stick is in the same place that the thumb is in while it's relaxed. So a lot of people are holding the stick like this these days, with the side of the thumb on the stick like that. And so the solution, this creates a lot of problems. The solution to it, you drop the stick down. I don't think you're holding the stick that way. Otherwise, I don't think you'd have a wrist pain, because wrist pains typically happen when you're pressing the thumb into the stick. But anyway, so you should have this nice big space here. The stick and the thumb should be lined up like that so that the thumb is perfectly centered on it, not even off center slightly. That's bad too. So just perfectly centered. The thumb should be relaxed. Stick should be in the same position that the thumb is in when it's relaxed. Index finger like that, once again, pointing that out once again. Index finger's relaxed. We're going for the middle finger fulcrum here, so we want the stick to be able to swivel freely between the thumb and the middle finger. And if we're using the index finger, we can't do that, right? So if I put the index finger in use, I can't, so, all right. The rest of it, the back three fingers, it's fingertips only, like I said, and when you, when you're doing wrist strokes, you need the help you need the benefit of the back three fingers to help the wrist. That's one of the things that they do, especially the pinky. So what I'm doing here, in case you do this and your thumb comes off like that, that's easy to solve. but it takes some explaining. So I'm stabilizing the grip with my back three fingers like this. They just reach over, they stretch over. They're not pressing into the stick, they're just reaching over. So the stick is still free to move, it's not being pressed against the hand. So it's not being pressed into the hand like that. It's just being, so it's still able to move pretty freely. The fingers are just stretched over. And sometimes if I want a little bit more of a relaxed feeling, they get like that, sort of. So it might look like they're hanging down, but they're not. They're like that to get this more relaxed feeling. Because now the stick has got even more freedom to move here. And I don't have to press my thumb into the stick at all. It can be just touching it. Even for this, which no one would ever need to do on an acoustic kit, unless it's for drama. But even there, I'm not pressing my thumb into the stick at all. It's just touching it. Because the back three fingers are helping to stabilize the grip so that it stays stable, sturdy. Otherwise, if I loosen those back three fingers, I'm not pressing the stick into the hand at all. I mean, not even there. If I loosen those back three fingers, the stability just dies, it goes away. So the stick swivels freely between the thumb and the middle finger. And for this demonstration, I just get the ring and pinky fingers off the stick so I can show that the stick is unrestricted. And it's only restricted by the ring and pinky fingers. But still, it's quite free to move. How free is up to how far I let the stick move. In this position with those fingers, I'm not going to get much help for the wrist, especially from the ring and pinky fingers. So, like this, I can keep the fingers on there without pressing the stick into the hand, but still keep the fingers in a position that are going to be tremendously helpful for the wrist. And I can be in the American grip position, the German grip position, it doesn't matter. Nope, doesn't matter one bit. And I'm also free to easily transition to the French grip position for finger control or wrist strokes in that position. All I have to do is turn my hand. So for finger control, all I have to do is turn my hand so that the thumb is on top. Something like that. So, yeah, it's just this thing. You're always ready to go for everything. Fingertips only at the back three fingers. Flat part of the thumb touching the stick. Index finger relaxed. Minimal effort. Oh, and also, I'm getting my hand, my arm on either side of the cable for comfort. Sorry. I'm using the optimal balance point of the stick. So what I mean is this. So, sorry, jumped ahead. So what I want you to do is try to find it, because it's very important to take full advantage of the optimal balance point of the stick, because it reduces the effort to make the stick move compared to holding back here. This is heavier because from the grip point to the tip, there's more stick mass to work with. But when you're at the optimal balance point, then from the grip point to the tip, there's less stick mass to work with. It's perfectly balanced between the back and the front. So there's a precise location of the optimal balance point on every stick model. Here's how to find it. One way to find it, at least. Put the flat part of your thumb on the stick for maximum control over this thing. Put it on your index finger, push it down a little bit. If you use the tip of your thumb, the stick can start going in different directions. So that's why you want to use a flat part. So you're just looking for it. Definitely not. So I went past it. Not really. Definite maybe. Ooh. I can feel it being heavier at this point when I push it down. I definitely went past it. So on every Vic Firth stick model, the balance point is indicated by where the flag is located. So yes, I was sort of cheating, but I also felt it. So right now I'm not at the optimal balance point. I did go past it. My index finger was underneath the stick, away from the optimal balance point. The optimal balance point is there. So what you do when you find the optimal balance point, before I say this, the precise location of the optimal balance point on any Vic Firth stick model is in the center of the flag. So it's not just the flag. Center of the flag. So I put my thumb on the optimal balance point like that, and I'm good to go. So not like this, and not like that. Just like that. It's very subtle changes there, but it makes a big difference. So now I want to show what I like to call the core of the middle finger fulcrum. The index finger is not in use when using the middle finger fulcrum. However, with the core of the middle finger fulcrum like this, the grip kind of starts from this thing, and the optimal balance point is pretty much right in the center of all that. I find that kind of interesting. So put the fingertips like that on the stick and keep that space open. Keep the thumb right on the stick. So, you know, don't be like that or that, and definitely not that. Right at the optimal balance point, and now I'm ready to go. So, you know, just kind of a simple thing. I'm not having to press the thumb into the stick, so there's no stress to my wrist because the I don't know what you call it, the muscle or the tendon for the thumb is in the shape of a rope, and it goes from the thumb through the wrist up the arm, but it goes through the wrist, you see. So if you're pressing your thumb into the stick, you can see press, release, pressing, releasing. And that goes through the wrist, that big bulge. So yeah, I'm almost hearing you go, oh, I see. That's why you're getting hurt in the wrist right there. So yeah, gotta be relaxed, but not too relaxed. And by not being too relaxed, it's the back fingers. You don't want those to be too relaxed and too loose because then you get that. And as soon as the thumb comes off, while you're moving the stick, you get this. This is bad news. You can't use your thumb. You can only make simple wrist strokes. You can do some limited finger control, but it's just bad. You're gonna get a blister on your index finger, and it's just a recipe for trouble. So back to the thumb and the stick being together perfectly. And so from elbow out a little bit for German, American, French. So I'm not having to adjust the way that I'm holding to the way that I'm holding the stick at all. I just turn my hand because I'm holding the stick like this. This is basically a blister-free grip, an injury-free grip, stress-free to the physical, to the body. It's the least amount of effort, the best control. You're going to reach your muscles' maximum potential speed and power as far as the current level of strength that they have right now. And since it's the least amount of effort, you're going to have maximum endurance. And now there are four words that I used there: speed, power, control, endurance. That just so happens to be the title of one of my favorite instructional videos by Jim Chapin, Speed, Power, Control, Endurance. That's kind of where I got that, so I have to admit that. Just in case you ever come across that instructional video and go, well, he just cheated, he just used that title. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to use a weird voice there. That's just part of my weird humor, sorry. Anyway, it's affectionate. It's nothing. Anyway, all right then. Well, there's not much else to show that's too critical. So yeah, just be open to all three positions: French, the American thing, elbow at your side, and the German thing, which you're already apparently kind of familiar with. Oh, and also, if you haven't done this yet, check out the molar technique in combination with the middle finger fulcrum. But check out the molar technique. Something like that. And, well, not something like that. It's definitely that. Just being a little too modest, I guess. And when you combine the middle finger fulcrum with the molar technique, and you also use the optimal balance point of the stick, you get the absolute minimum possible effort that's achievable. just feels wonderful. Feels great. It almost has a feeling, even at the maximum speed and power that my muscles are capable of, even then it almost feels like I could do it all day. Compared to holding between the index and thumb. With the index and thumb, you have to lift the stick in between every stroke. With the middle finger fulcrum, you don't. It does a lot of work for you. It'll bounce up on a bouncy surface because it can swivel freely between the thumb and the middle finger. So it swivels. Index finger, no swivel. Some drummers will argue that there is, but you have to get all the fingers off of the stick except for the index and thumb. I don't like that. There's less control for that. So with this, there's more control. So there's a little bit of upward swivel before striking. Not that much, but I'm exaggerating so that you can see it. And then there's the bounce. So without rebound, there we go. Ooh. I was being too careful about hitting too hard and stinging, and I missed a couple of notes, and yep, kind of stung a little bit. Still has that fairly effortless feeling, even though there's no rebound helping me out because of the swivel. The stick does a lot of work for you. So there, I guess that's everything. Just going over my, what I just think I showed you to make sure. So from that stuff, I want to show one more thing. It's kind of a bit of a bonus-like thing, I suppose. So it's a way of doing the buzz roll that is perhaps much easier than you may be doing now, because you use this grip, but you just take the ring and pinky fingers off, and that's it. Do the buzz roll from this grip, in both hands, of course, but one of the many things that's cool about this, it's a super, super, super fast transition. So instead of like that or something, where it's all tight and it's a very, very different way of holding the stick, you're already in the grip that you need to be in for this way of doing the buzz roll. So then you can just buzz the stick like that. It's kind of cool. I like this. It's the path of least resistance. It's very consistent with everything else. And then when you're done with the buzz roll, as you saw, you just put your fingers back on the stick and you're ready to go. When you want to do a buzz roll again, take them off and you're ready to go. It's great. I don't take credit for this. I give the credit to Dave Weckl because of a video he has on his YouTube channel where he just showed it in one of his videos, and I don't remember which one it was now. But man, as soon as I saw that, I'm going, oh my God, are you kidding me? I was already using the middle finger fulcrum and all this other stuff, but I wasn't doing buzz rolls this way. So Dave Weckl gets all the credit, in my opinion. Yeah. All right then. I guess I'm all done. Get the hand or arm rather back underneath the cable, so I can relax. Okay, so I hope I'm actually done. So, yeah, I guess I'm done. I can't think of much else. I could keep going and going on other things that really don't pertain to what you asked about, I think. Yeah. So, um, one of the things that this grip will enable you to do is just continue playing until you're too old to like stand up. Because this is so easy for on the body, so easy for the hands. It's minimizing the effort, so that means you're no longer at risk of you know, wearing out quickly, having injuries or blisters or like other problems that get even more and more difficult as we get older. I am precisely 20 years younger than you are. However, you know, there are some things I'm just now discovering of, you know, what it means to get a little older and as the body gets out, as the body ages. But yeah, I haven't seen anything yet. I know, believe me, I have seen it in older family members and my parents, so I know what's coming in a general sense. So anyway, most of this is in that video by Jim Chapin called Speed, Power, Control, Endurance, and he talks about how this will help you stay, keep playing until you're old, like really old. You're not old yet. I would say that you're only old when you're like 80 something or 90 something. I mean, you know, look at Buddy Rich. I mean, look at some of these other drummers who are or were able to play until they were basically too old to walk. So yeah. And also you may find that the way you play the bass drum might feel wrong to you if you keep the beater pressed into the head. It will feel inconsistent with this whole grip approach. So you may want to look at finding ways to keep the beater off the head in between every stroke, which can be pretty easy. You know, you just keep the heel relaxed, hovering, or just almost all the way down. Don't play only heel down. I just mean relax in between every stroke. You may need to adjust the spring tension to help keep the beater off the head in between every stroke. You may need to help relax your foot, adjust your seat height, adjust how far away the pedals are from you, you know. And I'm not assuming that you have a double pedal, so I'm just talking about both the hi-hat stand pedal and the bass drum pedal, because of course you don't want one to be much closer to you than the other. That's not comfortable. I have found that when I have both pedals precisely the same distance from me, it's surprisingly beneficial compared to the way I used to have it. Something like, let's see, something kind of like that. I always thought I should prioritize the distance of the hi-hat cymbals from me to be closer, but that put the pedal closer to me than my bass drum pedal, which was pretty annoying, as I later found. Didn't notice it for a long time until I saw someone else point it out, and then I fixed that problem, and man, what a big difference. So anyway, I think I'm all done. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything I mentioned here, if I was confusing about anything or whatever, let me know. I'll be very happy to help you out further, you know, whatever it takes. It's all good. All right. Well, I guess I'll catch you later. All right. See you later.